Okay, welcome home to Eden. This is Eve Christoph, your Love Life Muse. Stick with me for the hottest news and subscribe to this channel to get somewhere new. This is Love Life with Eve, and I also have another channel, Eve's Eden, for women. So the question came in the other day about a guy who's got a really, really large cock, okay? He wanted to know, was it a normal cock or a large cock? And I was like, oh my God, it's really huge. He's like 9.5 inches engorged and 7.5 inches around and 6 inches hanging soft. And I was just like, my God. He's like, women. So he writes to me and he says, I have tried really pleasuring women and really doing all the warm-ups for them, and it still doesn't fit without them saying, oh, this is really this isn't going to work. This is painful. And he's like, wow, how can I pleasure women? I don't want to hurt them. I love your question. I just love it. Thank you so much from where you're coming from, It's a great question because uh, it's funny, cock size is not necessarily a thing about ethnicity the way people think it is. When I think of the smallest cock I ever encountered, it was on a very tall African American man, and the largest cock I ever encountered was very small, well, a regular size white guy. You don't know what the cock size is going to be of anybody from their ethnicity, really. But there does seem to be general trends, and the general trend, like I got caught in a huge cock zone a while back. Every guy I dated had a cock that was just too big for me, and I was so upset because some of them I really loved. I love these guys. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because like if the cock is too big to even like fit in your mouth, like you can only get the tip in your mouth, you can't really give a good blowjob. What are you gonna do? So the question comes in: how do I pleasure the woman and with this huge cock that may not fit her? And also my question for you is, how do you get pleasure? Really, really, like we want you to have fun too. So I interviewed one of my wise guy friends to ask him what he thought the answer would be, because I don't know some of this stuff. I'm not a guy. But I thought his answers were really good. So he suggested one thing is that if you use oil and you just slide yourself between her legs and her inner thighs, that's going to feel wonderful to her and you, and especially as you are pleasuring the outside of her vulva. Also, if you slide yourself between her buttocks, that's going to pleasure the backside of her vulva in a wonderful way. And if you let her do a lot with her hands for you, and if you kiss together as the way of penetration through French kissing, that's where you penetrate her energy more, then you may not get to have the regular kind of intercourse that you're dreaming of. But my friend suggested that he said there are these women who are what are called size queens, and for most guys they're just a nightmare because they make guys feel inadequate, and they're always like, the cock has to be this big and that and blah 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 blah. And he was saying that there will be some woman for you eventually who you are her absolute dream. You are her complete fantasy, and she wants to feel widely stretched open or ripped open, who knows what, or she's just bigger and she needs that, you will find her. You will find your queen, your size queen eventually, and she will just feel like the greatest gift on earth has happened. And you also asked, like, what about the bulge in your pants since you're so big when you're soft, and what do people feel about that? And I think women actually don't mind that at all. I think they like that. They think that the guy is having an erection, probably. They probably think you're having an erection a lot, and they think they'll attribute it to themselves, that they are just so hot. So I don't think that's such a bad thing, really. But if you're feeling like exposed and like people are looking at you, you can wear like those Indian tunics, those beautiful brocaded shirts that men from India wear that have a little silk, or from Africa that they wear with beautiful embroidery that hang down a little lower. below the crotch. That might be a solution to feeling protected yourself and not judged. Um, so, did that answer your question? I hope so. That's a start. I mean, thank you for your question. It was a vulnerable question. And remember that all of you guys, that your size is not the important issue to her. Her issue is being able to connect with you. Although, for me, when I got in the land of really big cocks, I actually couldn't continue with those guys. If I'd had a huge, huge heart connection and soul path and everything, I would have found a way. But there wasn't enough in common for me to figure that the sacrifice of not being able to fit the cock, his cock, would be worth it to him or me, you know? So I would say search for your size fit. It's okay. I mean, I really do think that there's somebody made for everybody. And if you're a smaller man, a really small man will fit a really small woman wonderfully, you know, and there are really small women around who just, they want pleasure, you know, and that being overfilled isn't. You're right. Your question was, how do I not hurt a woman with my huge cock? But those answers that my friend gave for you, those sound pleasurable to me. Sounds really, really fun. And give her a lot of oral sex with, and penetration with your tongue and your fingers. And then, you know, it may be that sometimes she can fit some of you after she's really warmed up, and she just absolutely loves that. Look for your size queen, the woman who dreams of just you. And if you're smaller, there's also a size queen for you that dreams of you, of the way you just pleasure her. You go down on her, and the way you fit together so nicely that it's just absolute yumminess with complete flow. Everybody's got their match. Everybody's made for somebody. But in the meantime, when we're attracted to our opposite, we're not fitting. Just be creative. Really creative. Really creative. Okay? Love life.